Tonight's the night for football, everybody. The bright lights are on, the stage is set, and the crowd is ready. It's Monday Night Primetime on EA Sports. Straight ahead with a nationwide audience tuning in. It's a Monday Night Primetime showdown between the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Young Kweku has it all teed up. And here we go on Monday Night Primetime. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
Come on. Hit.
Play action, Sanders. Down the field, he's got Lamb. And this great effort winds up getting them well into enemy territory before he's brought down.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
They'll go play action for Sanders. On him quick, and they bring him down. It's a sack on 1st down. We'll see if it changes the play they go with now on 2nd.
Oftentimes, these early exchanges are just a feeling out process for rushers and blockers. They can also set the tone for the battles the rest of the game, and that defender, you know, with an early win, he's feeling really good about himself.
Need to get that yardage back and a little bit more, too. It's 2nd and 14.
Warriors, 19, Tiger, 19.
Working out of the gun, Sanders. Big catch made, and he got both feet in. So a 27-yard pickup on that play. And that'll be good for a Dallas 1st down.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
Offense getting set. Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go. 18.
It's Sanders out of the pistol. Throws caught. And he's stopped as we get closer to our first points of this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now. And dose of the hurry up here. Out of the gun, here's Sanders. And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Well, they connected on 3 straight before that throw, Brock. Might not be perfect anymore on this drive, but they are still moving it well.
And I don't expect that one to interrupt his progress very long. They're still on a mission this series. He's the one driving it.
They give it to him up the middle. And he's going to be taken down as this defense shows some backbone. Great stand to get him at the 2.
The play lost a yard. It's now 3rd and goal.
They go to him again. And he will not score. The defense gets him just before he can punch it in. Only 1 yard there. Back-to-back stops. And decision time now on 4th and goal.
These are the moments, and these are the kind of calls, Kate, that this offensive coordinator makes his money. You just get, well, you get stuffed on a run. And now you got 4th and goal. What are you going to do?
Here we go.
Sanders going to throw on 4th. And we get an incredible goal-to-go stand to begin this ball game as they force the incompletion and the turnover on downs.
I think this defense was resigned to giving up 3 points on the opening series. Instead, well, they got the chance to deny them anything, and boy, did they ever attack it.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10.
Let's go. 19 side. 18 Cardinal. 8.
Working from his end zone. Brought in right side by McMillan. Past the 35. And finally they get to him and send him out as this gets all the way into enemy territory. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
Speed kills, baby. You better make that tackle right away on these receivers or you're going to get some serious yak. Those yards after catch just like that. Taking a short gain and turning it into an explosive play.
That One is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
From the contact.
His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And it's going to be second down. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock. But, man, the defense took that away, too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. And they just did.
Washington left side. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Third and short. Howard got his man. This is McMillan. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains. And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Little off center. His man just couldn't adjust to it. That was Tanaroa McMillan he was looking for. So second down coming up.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
After the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Throwing again here. Howard made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
19 tight. Buffalo 18.
Howard throwing on 3rd down. That's caught for the first. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Younghoe Koo on for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Steelers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now we'll get a stoppage for an injured player as they're headed out to check on an injured Steeler. Koo all lined up and ready to boot this one away. Has this at the 6. Making some progress here. So they're going to begin from the 36 as he's brought down. The Cowboys have it in great field position as they come up to the line, 1st and 10.
Cowboy 80. Ready.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down as the drive starts out with a 4-yard gain.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
Operating from the gun, here's Sanders. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Sanders now on 3rd down. Oh, he put everything he had into that throw.
An early deficit means you lose the runway to slowly get your offense up to speed. This offense got to get going. That incompletion won't help.
Ready up.
6 yards to the line. The offense is going to go for this. They'll go. It's Sanders. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
And next snap is coming from that red zone as he reaches the 14. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
I can assure you of one thing. That carry just brought some extra work in the opening quarter. You couldn't script that run any better.
So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10. From the red zone now. And this is going to fall incomplete in the end zone. Running it all right there. And we've got to regroup for 2nd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No luck on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Inside give to Johnson. And that 2nd down run is only going to manage a yard.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here.
Here we go, Shaq.
3rd and long for him here. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Roquan Smith with the pick. And the Cowboys take over on his 5th interception of the season. Well, how quickly things can change. They were looking so good just a couple of plays ago, and suddenly, not anymore. A red zone look comes up empty with that interception.
I think the pressure got to him there, Kate, and I don't even...
There he goes on the right side. There it is. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys parlay the interception into points.
Kate, you saw me chuckling. You know I love celebrating that run, but you know what I really love? I really love watching those linemen. And they just get to celebrate. They love an explosive play like that. Doesn't mean a long extended drive, just a whole bunch of celebration.
Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. And this is going to bounce out of the end zone, so they will set up shop at the 35.
35-yard line.
The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set, 1st and 10. Shaking off the pick quickly. Who's going to throw? Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And after one play, this drive might already be in trouble. That's going to push them back for 2nd down.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go and let that pass rush get home.
Rough start to this set of downs. Now 14 to go on 2nd. Out of the gun, Howard. Complete to DK Metcalf. And talk about a good game when they needed it. That's 13 on 2nd down. Now only a yard to go here on 3rd.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
He's got Washington. And he's going to be down by contact, so now our attention turns to the flag on the play. So they'll decline this and take the result. That's going to do it for our first quarter here on Monday Night Primetime. Both teams neck and neck so far. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They've got a first to begin the frame. Operating from the gun, here's Howard. Dropping this underneath, Johnson. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
Shotgun snap here to Howard. Finding Johnson once more. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first. All set to go now from the 35. On first down, Howard. Downfield, and he's got McMillan. And he's going to be hauled down at the 2, and that sets up first and goal.
Kid, I've probably seen a million balls thrown in my life, and maybe even more. From the time I was in high school all the way here to the pros, and over all these decades of watching guys throw it, and I'll tell you what, I never get tired.
And he runs it across, touchdown! The Steelers take a second quarter lead. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Koo all lined up and ready to boot this one away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. To the line come the Cowboys. Good starting spot here. First and 10. Play action. Sanders. Catches made it down the right sideline. And he's going to be driven out of bounds. The gain gets this down inside the 35. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Sanders going to throw here on first. And he'll get this forward to about the 28. Jack Sawyer working hard, making the stop.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Five still to go here. This is second down.
19.
Working out of the gun. Sanders. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for first and goal.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Coming to the line, this is first and 10. Working inside the red zone. We've got a screen to the running back. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. Moving quickly, trying to get set. Out of the gun, here's Sanders. And into the end zone he goes for a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Well, good luck stopping the big fella that close to the goal line, Brock. I've always thought that the distance right there is just made for tight ends to score touchdowns.
And it's not just the sport that you also love to cover in basketball. It's all about matchups. You get near the red zone and into the end zone, matchups become critical. And when you got a dude like this that's a mismatch maker, you feed him.
And that kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. So we got a touchback. This drive will start at the 35. Good field position as the Steelers come up to it. First and 10. Throwing here, Howard. This is a heater going deep. He's got it at the 30. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Steelers break that tie and now lead by 7.
Cowboys 14. Younghoe Koo set to kick off.
Koo all lined up and ready to boot this one away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. The coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Cowboys just about set. Here comes first and 10. Dive play straight ahead. Has a hole left, room to run. And he's all the way home. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Ryland now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Cowboys tie this game at 21. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set first and 10.
Let's go now.
Drive begins with a run by Johnson. He has this down to the 14-yard line.
He just didn't quite have the last bit of burst needed to finish it off. But don't be surprised to see them go his way again soon. Give him a chance to earn that touchdown.
So a massive gain, and all of a sudden we've got first and 10 inside the red zone. Now running for the first time with Jaylen Warren. He's forced out of bounds after a gain of about 4 there. Second down.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's second and 6. This is Johnson heading right. And fight ahead for a few. It's third down.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play. It just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer. Find the lane quicker. The defender maybe a half step late. And this could have been much, much more exciting.
Plenty of points already, partner, as we have reached the 2-minute warning. More from Acrisure Stadium in just a moment.
Ready, set.
Third and just 2 to go.
Go, 18. Go. 19, 18. Push.
Throwing now on third and 2. And he's not going to escape this. The Cowboys take him down. And they're staring at a fourth down now after that sack.
A loss of 7.
Field goal attempt coming now from Younghoe Koo. This only a chip shot from the right hash. Koo able to put it through. And they've taken back the lead.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Koo all lined up and ready to boot this one away. He fields it from the 8. He's stopped on the run back at the 27.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. First and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Cowboys have to get moving here. Clock still running. Now Sanders. Hits him on the out route. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
And the Cowboy first down.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39.
Here we go, here we go.
To the air on first down. Sanders. Finding Brown back-to-back plays. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
That's Lamb running the slant. And they're going to stop him after he gets this to the 26. Cowboys have to get moving here. Clock still running. On first down, here's Sanders. And there's another one. And in he goes for the Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys get some late points and the lead. C.D. Lamb with the touchdown. Ryland tacks on the extra point. And the Cowboys take a 4-point lead. The Cowboys all ready for the kickoff, and here we go once again. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
There's 35 seconds to go in the half as they are ready to begin their drive. Here's Howard, first and 10. Gets out of trouble. He's going to push one. That's complete inside the 35. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. The Steelers calling their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. So the big play has them well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. First and 10. Here's Howard. And that one falls incomplete. Oh, would have been a great catch. Still was a great effort. That brings up second down.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or he just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual at this level to see a drop pass unless there's a hit involved.
Ready? Warriors 70, Rock'em 70, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
Going again here. Howard. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
When nothing opens up, that becomes a pretty clear throwaway spot. I mean, that is textbook throwaway spot right there, Kate. Get outside the box, chuck it into the third row, and avoid exactly what happened right there. Because now third down is so much harder.
Here we go, here we go. 19, 18.
Howard now, third and long. Brought in right side. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or two short of the 25.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Koo able to put it through. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
It's only 3 points, and they're going to still trail at halftime, but every little bit helps. And I'll tell you this as well. It also helps maybe later in the game. You got a fourth quarter clutch kick. To have that confidence built, that's important.
Set to kick off.
Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. So no return this time. Let's see if they run a play or if they just decide to kneel out the half. First and 10, but only time left for maybe a couple of plays here.
Cut 19, cut 19, 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
It's Sanders out of the pistol. He's got his man. It's the rookie out of Colorado. And he's going to have this down to the 42-yard line. All right, whistles. They've got a timeout. 7 seconds to go in this half.
42-yard line.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory. Operating from the gun, here's Sanders. And he stopped at the spot he made the catch, so give him, looks like the 27 on that completion. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break.
A 44-yard attempt.
The kick by Ryland is good. And that'll push their lead to 4. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. First half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. Good field position as the Steelers come up to it. 1st and 10. Second half starts off with a run by Johnson. He locates a couple of yards through that chaos. From the secondary, Grant Delpit on the tackle.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8.
Let's go now. 19.
Howard to throw. Completed over the middle. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
You know, as any quarterback is going to tell you, that's one of the most difficult things to do, knowing you're going to get blasted. That defender's coming right at you, but you got to throw an accurate ball. It does 2 things. Number 1, it strikes fear in the defense, and number 2, you gain respect from your teammates. All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works. They come up just an inch or 2 short for the first down.
Now, not a traditional spot we see teams going for it, but they only need a few inches. Looking to throw. Got his man. This is McMillan. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
It's a gain of 2.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
First down. First and 10.
Shotgun handoff to Johnson. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Now, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
Set. 70 Lions.
Short pass brought in. And he's going to be persuaded out of bounds right at that 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Johnson gets it on 1st and 10. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
It's Johnson on 2nd down. No luck there. Ran that one right into traffic and went nowhere as a result. It's going to be 3rd down.
Job 1 of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
Quite the drive they're putting together here, partner. This is the 9th play event as they get set for 3rd and 6. They'll throw. 3rd and long. Downfield, and he's got McMillan. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. The big play nets him 17 yards. And a fresh set of downs for Pittsburgh.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
From the red zone on 1st. Has some room to work. Has it down close. And it's another 1st down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
That's another.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. It's a good work to help reset those chains.
And that right there is the start of what could be a goal line stand. They hit him for a loss on 1st and goal.
Loss of 2.
Their dominance against this ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times do you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from the defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop them.
And they've been doing it. This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over it.
They've gone the wrong way twice. Need to make up that distance and more. Here's 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap here to Howard. He's got it. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Feet nice, Kate. Feet nice. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet nice move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
He's back to throw. Oh, he got 3. He will not escape the rush on 4th and goal. That's a sack. This is going to be a turnover on downs.
I'm going to guess a little deal was cut there by these pass rushers in the huddle. You guys in the secondary, just buy us a little time. We don't need perfect coverage. Just tighten things up so we can get home. And boy, did they ever in a big moment.
All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he is into the end zone. Frontalis touchdown. The Cowboys push their lead further to start the half.
Okay, we hear week after week how hard it is to run the football at the NFL level, and it is. But this guy today, he's making it look easy, and they rarely do that from the running back position.
Ryland able to connect on the point after. And the Cowboys drive their lead to 11.
Steelers 27.
The Cowboys all ready for the kickoff, and here we go once again. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set, 1st and 10. He's going deep. And this is going to end up incomplete. Really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
This defense, they had a plan. And they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
Operating from the gun. Here's Howard. Gets it downfield on target to Metcalf. And he's going to take this down to the 31 before he gets taken down. All right, so we've reached the final quarter of Monday Night Primetime. It's Steelers football. A nice help for them as they trail entering the quarter.
On
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. On first down, Howard. Fits it through the middle. And they're going to stop him, but he got enough to make it first and goal from the 8.
Well, we have seen the value of a big, physical tight end. Just like that. Those post routes downfield, so hard to defend. The great tight ends, the physical tight ends, it's almost as if they're posting up on the low block in basketball, and you can't get it.
And he has the Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers now within one score in the 4th. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate. You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
All right, they're going to throw for it. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. His return starts at the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Dallas getting everybody set. They've got first and 10. Plowing up the middle. And this hasn't been a common sign out of him tonight, but the defense wins this rep. He's limited to no gain on the carry. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
That's the kind of yardage it's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, here's Sanders. That's his running back. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
And I can promise you, you go back and look at the most efficient offenses in the NFL over the last couple decades, one thing will resonate. You've got to be able to attack the middle of the field. It's great to do it with receivers, it's awesome with tight ends, but when you get that influence from your running backs, man, you become a dangerous offense to stop.
And a nice start here on first down. He gets him 6 before the stop is made.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Come on.
Working out of the gun, Sanders. He's going to loft this deep down the left sideline. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Now they're going to throw out of the gun. And he's going to be touched down as he gets him enough to pick up the first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
On the ready.
Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45.
Here we go. Set. 60 Eagles.
Right up the gut. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand if thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is he put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road for what looked like a very plain play.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Back-to-back carries here. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. And they're finally able to get to him and touch him down, but damage already done as they pick up that first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Has him on the quick hitter. And this one does not go far.
There's no question, Kate, the big play is down the seam or big tight ends, a fan favorite, but it's those type of catches right there. The short yardage, gets good coverage, contested catches will really make tight end.
They did it! He made the interception! And the Steelers have some new life in the fourth. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now. They play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
And it's not just you quarterbacks, Brock Huard, who got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
Rod lost him a yard to begin the drive. Here comes 2nd and 11.
Let's go now. Cougar 19.
Out of the gun, Howard. It isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And for the second straight play, Brock, they're headed the wrong way, and that's going to bring up a tough third down.
Brings up third down.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning in Pittsburgh. Steelers facing a 5-point deficit. Defense nearing a stop. Need to hold once more here on third down.
Track 60. 60. Panther 11. Panther 11. 19 tight. 19 tight.
Back to throw it. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Here we go. Bronco leading. Cup 19. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. 18 Pioneer.
Desperation time here on 4th. Pushes it toward the sideline, and he has it. Feet are inbound. What a time to rip off that type of gain, huh? Gets him a first on 4th down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. Brought in right side by McMillan. And he's going to be a yard shy of the first as they force him out after the gain of 9.
A whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front and to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
They're backed up. Not a stop they could afford, Brock, as this one loses yards. A great call in a short yardage situation right there, Brock, and that was exactly the type of front that defense needed to have.
Yeah, I agree with you. I love the X's and O's of it, and then even more, the guys going out there and executing it, pulling the trigger to create that loss.
3rd down and 2 here. The offense coming to the line for its 7th play of this drive. To throw. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. No luck on the look to his back. So they're going to have to evaluate things now on 4th and short.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was third and manageable and an incomplete.
Their hand is forced here. They've got to get this. They're down 5.
Here we go. 18, Bradley. 18, 19, Buffalo 18.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. That's Cox. He's got Washington. And he's going to be blocked down after reaching the 43. Right call at the right time, Brock. Give him 9 and a successful conversion on 4th.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Back to throw. Dropping this underneath. Johnson. And this is going to get him into the red zone. He's at the 18-yard line. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Wary of the clock here, Brock, but at least all their timeouts are still available. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Johnson. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Setting up to pass. He has it at the 5! And he's going to be dropped with a big hit at the end of that. But the effort still sets him up with a 1st and goal. Now with just 10 seconds left in our game, we've got a timeout. Gotta think this is 4-down territory, Brock, as they come up here, 1st and goal. He'll look to throw it. And he's in, and that's a touchdown. And with almost no time left, he just likely won this game. Absolutely clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minute.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them, and Kate, they cashed in when it really mattered.
The Steelers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Howard now to throw. And he brings it in. That makes this a field goal game now.
You know, we tend to say this all the time, and I'll say it yet again, Kate. Big targets in the red zone are an enormous advantage. Not many guys can match up and defend someone like him, and no surprise, they went right to him for the conversion.
Koo all lined up and ready to boot this one away. Fielded at the 7.
Well, that's the case of either overthinking things or somehow not thinking enough on that kickoff return. You got to think the 20-yard line is worst case. Instead, the coverage team sticks it with a really long field ahead.
First call here coming from the shotgun. Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So make a check in the win column for the Steelers. Well, Brock, we both thought coming into this one that it was going to be a tough hill to climb.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
Name existed forever, means victory, helper. Whole name means protector, shorten it by 2 letters. Without the IR at the end, the reincarnated Gil Scott living in the again. The World Cup in Moscow with a blonde who's a 10. Pen when I speak is like a lottery win. Quote my total, multi-mogul. So fly out to walk in any spot, every be soaking. From a time when was stronger. Today's streets are calmer. They used to kill for shade sneaks and